Do not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla at us. You know what she needs? I'm feeling like a man. Yo, what's up with you? This is Big Vern here at App Stupid. App like you got some sense. Smash the like and subscribe button. It goes a long way to support the channel, and we also appreciate it. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. We talked about Georgia being super suspect. Georgia struggling with Kentucky, a team that got blown out 6 days ago on that same field by a South Carolina team that wasn't projected to do anything. And for them to put up that kind of offense, and they're considered the number one team in the country, just abysmal, Now, gonna pivot and talk about some Big Ten football. I expected more from UCLA. Because Deshawn Foster, not only going there, but also being a pro. Then to bring in Eric Bieniemy from the Commanders and also the Super Bowl Kansas City Chiefs. They got beat to death in Brentwood. This was a beating of epic proportions. They looked confused. The Bruins looked slow. They didn't know what was going on from 1 minute to the next. And that first 14 points Indiana put up, it just, I don't know what to think. And Cignetti, congratulations to Kurt Cignetti and the boys. They went in and they handled business. 307 in the air, 123 on the ground, 25 first downs. Out of 12 times being put in a third and conversion situation, they converted it 9 times. That kept that UCLA defense out there on the field, and they got shown up. Now, the officiating was horrendous. I can tell you that. The officiating was terrible. Guys making legit tackles, nothing dirty, nothing above the head, no face masking. I'm talking about wrap a guy up and take him down. No anchor tackles, no any of that. And they were getting hit with penalties. The referees tried to do everything in their power to keep them in this game, and it didn't work. The thing that surprised me the most was that the first half and the second half looked identical for Indiana. At halftime, this thing was 21-7, and they knew that they were not going to keep that team bottled up for that long. They got too many athletes out there. They come up with I think it was a credible enough football scheme to get them back into this, but the adjustments at halftime were one thing that you could marvel at. But the epic beating just made no sense. I'm like, how are these guys that bad? How are they that bad? And Indiana feasted. Oh, they feasted. But again, the officiating was horrendous. 14 penalties for 127 yards. And they still got smoked up 42-13. Now, if you take away half of those penalties, because that was horrible. If you take away half of those penalties, they get blown out because some of those penalties kept that offense on the field. Look, give me a quick 20 and we'll come back when we talk about more of the Indiana beatdown. Here's the unofficial sponsor. Drop the spot. Yeah, Subway. Eat fresh, refresh. Order online, download the app, or visit your good folks at your local Subway. Subway. Eat fresh, refresh. So when we last left off, we were talking about the horrendous offense of the UCLA Bruins. And maybe Chip Kelly was right bailing on those guys. Looking at that locker room, looking what was coming down, you got a chance to do something special in Ohio State. And he bounced. Credit to him. Now, Ethan Gabbers, he's no quarterback. He's no quarterback. 23 times they dialed it up, 14 completions, 130 yards, 137 yards, and an interception. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. Now, TJ Harden, that's the guy on the ground. He didn't have 50 yards, 12 touches, 48 yards, and a score. Gabbers, he pulled his own number down 7 times and chipped in 21 yards. But in that running back room, I mean, the high is 50. The high is 50, but they didn't even get there. TJ Harden only had 48 yards. Indiana's got a suffocating defense. They've got a bunch of guys from James Madison that follow Cignetti. And I kept telling everybody, Cignetti and those dudes, they really Alabama dudes. They was just hiding out at James Madison. But the way that Coach Cignetti had these guys playing, oh my goodness, they was playing fast. They wasn't thinking about it. They're coming off back-to-back blowouts. This one's in the conference. And I was like, I wasn't sold. And this is my team. I can be the most objective person in football when I sit here and look at it because, again, to coin the phrase, football fans are the biggest marks because we believe anything they tell us year in, year out. And we get our hopes up high and then it doesn't turn out like we wanted it. However, looking at these now, this is not your grandfather's NCAA. No longer can you lock kids up and then bring in a bunch of 4- and 5-star kids in the program and then try to develop them. No, you're getting guys who fit your system right away. And his system is very efficient. Oh my God. On the wide receiving end, no wide receiver had over 42 yards. No wide receiver for UCLA had over 42 yards. That is, I wouldn't even say ridiculous. I would just say that's just puke in a wastebasket. You have an NFL Super Bowl offensive coordinator dialing up plays, and all you manage to put on the boards is 13. I don't know how you fix this. And if I'm Deshawn Foster and Eric Bieniemy, I'm scratching my head because at this point, what's it going to take? What is it going to take? Give me a quick 20 from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot.
Y'all know what we do, and you know why I'm here. We got another rap album we promoting this month. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Big Sean, out right now in stores. Better Me Than You. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites, Iconic, Typecast, Break the Cycle, It Is What It Is, and many more. Big Sean in stores now.
Yeah, shout out to Big Sean, Better Me Than You. So when we last left off, we were talking about Cignetti and how efficient Indiana's offense was from a team's perspective. Now, look at the player perspective. You have Curtis Rourke. Curtis Rourke they dialed up 33 plays for him. He completes 25 of those for 307 and 4 TDs with no picks. So right then and there, you can see that this guy is used to high reps. He's used to throwing the ball. He's used to dialing up good plays going across the middle, or we're talking about fly routes. He has the knowledge and the skill set to make this thing look ridiculously good. Not gonna hold you. Then you have on the other end, Justice Ellison in the running back room. He has himself a good time. 10 touches, 47 yards and a score. Then you get Mr. Tyson Lawson. Tyson Lawson, he has himself the same amount of touches for 33 yards and no score. Evan Green, this is how they beat him. Elijah Green has himself 3 touches, 15 yards in the score. It seemed like they ran the ball whenever they wanted to. Whenever they wanted to. The high man in the wide receiver room, that belongs to Miles Cross. Miles Cross, six grabs, 90 yards and a touchdown. 6 grabs, 90 yards and a touchdown. Omar Cooper Jr., he chips in 4 grabs, 58 yards and a score. Then out of nowhere, Keyshawn Williams, they had no answer for this guy. He only had 3 grabs, 21 yards and 2 touchdowns. Inside the 20, they took the Bruins apart. This was an epic beatdown in every sense of the word. And if I'm Deshawn Foster, I cannot stress this enough. They need to I don't know what they need to do, but the Big Ten conference play is starting. And going into the conference play is one of those things where you got to shrug your shoulders. Now, Indiana comes back home to play Charlotte. Then they play Maryland. And then they play Northwestern before we get Nebraska at home October the 19th. That may be a game announcing to the world who Indiana is. Because right now, guys are getting very comfortable with that offense. Right now, guys are getting comfortable with scoring points. The whole, we're playing kids in FCS and now we're in the FBS. No, that is dissipated tremendously. Right now, what you have is comfortability. And the more comfortable they get, the more confident they get. Now they're a very hard team to beat. I'm just sitting here just like, wow. Because after Nebraska, they got Washington. And then they run into Michigan State. Then they run into Michigan, Ohio State, and they can beat Purdue. Purdue just got smashed against Notre Dame. And that was a great win for Marcus Freeman and the bunch in South Bend. But Indiana fans, let me know. Because I'm an Indiana fan. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. I'm a huge Indiana fan. Are you sold yet? Are you sold on Signetti and the boys being able to make themselves relevant in the Big Ten? This is Big Vern. I'll be back.